she leaves, she's will stop to breathe. Just when time comes around, with every breath she breathes.
Welcome back. That's Coyote and Crow. I filmed them in New York City's Washington Square Park. I've seen them here and there, but they are an amazing couple. They make their own instruments. Look for them online. Coyote and Crow. As you can see, I am not in my workshop. I'll talk at the end of the video a little bit about where I am. Work this week included this bar cart. It was a rush because I was leaving town, where I am now, and I had to get it done before I left. The video will probably be published this week. This is a bar cart made for Don Julio Tequila. They wanted a rolling mobile bar to do little events with. It's more of a showpiece than a practical bar. It's going to go into the back of a custom pickup truck that's also branded with the Don Julio logo. I went to a website called Make Your Own Roadcase, something like that. It came up at the top of a Google search. I bought all these parts. They're about $200, and then I used about 2 sheets of walnut. They were about $100 a piece. This is my first experience making a road case. I am definitely gonna make some more. Also this week, Brett and I assembled 5 makerspace tables for Klein of mine. This is a new style of table that I like to make for my own workshop, so I made 5 of them for my friend's workshop, and Brett did most of the welding in this case just so that he could practice. If you want to get good at welding, just weld a lot. By the time Brett was done with this, he feels really confident that he's much better than he was when he started. These tables are great. This is 2x2 inch tube, 16 gauge. They're super sturdy and they're kind of light. You can move them around pretty easily. And these locking casters, they lock in both directions. They lock the wheel and they lock the swivel. Found them on Amazon. They work amazing. With all 4 locked, the table doesn't move at all. Thank you, Brett.
This time of season, the trees will find their reason. Burn their leaves with colors bright as flames. And we leave the leaves fall to the ground. Snow will stop to fall and swallow up the sand. We leave the leaves fall to the ground. Snow will stop to fall till springtime comes around.
So in the town that I live in upstate New York, there is a World Trade Center memorial that was started and was never finished. The most important part were these 2 granite pillars that were installed into the ground on a plateau. My friend Ken, who is in charge of this memorial, asked me if I would help him consult with coming up with a final design. And that's what you see me doing here. I'm making a scale model so that we could move things around and try and come up with a final design. My concept is to make a circle of bushes around it with some seating and some small, simple plaques that describe the events of that day and the people we lost. As this project develops, I'll let you know more about it, but right now it's just in its complete concept stage. Ken needed me to help him create a vision so that he could take this a little bit further down the road. Many of you know that I'm interested in antique printing presses, and Caleb is a fan of mine. Peter is his teacher, at university. They came to visit me as they were passing through on their way home from a typeface conference. They stopped in and I showed off my machines. I gave them some old printing equipment that I was never going to use, and they showed me their interesting concept. Take a look.
I'm a professor at Purdue University. I love letters and type and anything that's old and cool like that.
I'm a student at the same university, majoring in graphic design and photography.
And we wanted to take old technology and new technology and kind of merge it together. So the idea of letterpress and wood type and movable type, but thinking about 3D printing and the whole new idea of what 3D printing might be. So we had this idea, can we make the machine human, right? Can we take this 3D technology, which is all mechanical and machined and everything like that, and think about it from a new idea. So we made 3D movable type.
Specifically, our goal was to keep things realistically affordable and accessible by pretty much anybody, because we want to make sure that whatever we do can be built upon. We want to say, we want to throw it out there and say, go have fun with it, everybody. We used free CAD design software that's meant to be easy to use. We used Tinkercad.
Okay.
Yeah. We used Cura, which is it's a free slicer, and even the 3D printers we used are in the $500 range, so it's easy to grab them just off the website, you know.
It was all about keeping it at that budget, you know. It's like, let's not try to spend any money to do this.
So if I had to buy a set of drop shadow 3-inch letters from the turn of the century, what would I be looking at for
an actual wood block?
For an actual healthy set of the type?
Oh geez.
700,000. Like if you found a set of wood type somewhere.
And that's like 5As, 5Bs, 5Cs,
Right.
5Ds.
It's called a scale of fonts. It's like the original packing list that you would have for what you would send out to somebody who ordered a typeface from you. I mean, if you're talking about actual costs, actual costs just for the material, and even considering the electricity that you're using when you're running the 3D printer, you're probably talking like a couple bucks maybe tops for one letter. Right. You know, so you're talking maybe a couple $100 just for the full set, not for everything. The occasion where you want it to be set in wood type, you want it to be an old letterpress poster, but you want your logo on it, and you're not going to find your logo in an old set of wood type, so you're going to need it to be made custom for that particular poster. This is an affordable way to do that.
Right.
No, we wanted to embrace the imperfections, and see, actually I nicknamed it the Terminator effect, because we were trying to see how human the machine would end up turning out at the end of the process.
Right.
So
cool.
All of the flaws, any of the imperfections, we weren't sanding it down, we weren't filling it and finishing it, we just bare bone off the machine, and let's see what happens. So you guys just came from a conference. What was the overall reception to the purists?
I tell you what, oh my god,
we were blown away with the response. There weren't people going, well, why would you do this? That's completely stupid. There's nothing like that. Of course, there's always those out there that are like, no, movable wood type should always be movable wood type, and there's nothing else that should replace it. But then there were others that were like, that's really amazing. Like, so now people are thinking about, well, how far can this go, right? You know, what else can 3D printed letter forms really give us?
They're only gonna 3D printing is only gonna get better. It's only gonna get better from here. So
my favorite part about the end of that presentation wasn't the fact that people were coming up and saying, "Oh, this is cool." It was the fact that people were coming up and saying, "Well, what if you did? Do you think this would be possible? Or what if we did this?" They're trying to build on it, and I love the fact that we're making people think about stuff. Opening up the possibilities.
Leaves fall to the ground. Snow will stop and fall and swallow up the sand. We leave the leaves fall to the ground. Snow will stop and fall till springtime comes around.
I want to give a shout out to two other YouTubers that are both very successful and very talented, Mark Spagnola and Andy Klein. Everybody knows Mark as the Wood Whisperer, and everybody knows Andy Klein as one of YouTube's premier inventors in the woodworking industry. Andy and Mark came up with the wood taps. It's for tapping wood, and they both use this technique quite often in their own work, and they are selling a set. There's going to be a link in the description below. It's an affiliate link, so anything you buy from them will also help support me. It's a really big woodworking community, but by helping each other like this, it gets smaller and smaller. So help these guys out, and if you're interested in the wood taps, pick up a set. I have a set, and as soon as I use them, you'll see them in a video. Andrew Jones is a fellow YouTuber. We've become friends through email over the last few months. He finally came to visit me. He lives in New Jersey, but he just did a big cross-country trip to visit some other YouTubers and to show off this beautiful boat he made. First time he ever made a boat. Pretty incredible. Okay, I'm here with Andrew.
My name is Andrew Jones. I'm a high school teacher, Artistic Brit on YouTube. I decided to make a boat, and I got ribbed so much about you shouldn't be making it this way, you shouldn't be making it this way, but I just wanted to show my students, look, build a dream, follow a dream.
You wanted to make a boat. You weren't worried about exactness, traditional rules, or any of that stuff. You just wanted to just make something.
I watched so many hours of footage, and there was a guy out in Seattle, Washington. He took one sheet of plywood, Paul Elkin, his boat was phenomenal. So another guy, American Boathead, that was where I was like, I gotta do this. My channel had no kind of direction. I saw your channel. I can kind of do, I don't have the space, I don't have the tools, but I got the confidence, rightly or wrongly. I went for it.
Very good.
And the channel's been growing and growing. I've always been constantly making, but now I have direction. But it goes between 4 and 5 miles an hour. It's a gentleman's cruiser. I want to build a more legit version of this boat, following more of the methods that I've been told to use. Yeah, 6,500 miles all by myself.
With the boat?
With the boat.
Did you film that trip? Are you going to show that?
I filmed the whole trip.
It'll be on your vlog.
On my channel, yeah. And yeah, just one heck of a trip.
So follow Andrew, go give him some love and support and see how he made this boat. Here's a shout out to another fellow YouTuber who's working on some product. Jason Hughes made this welding MIG and TIG stand. This works perfect. It's exactly what I've needed. I constantly hang my MIG gun up with the trigger depressed, and I look back and there's 10 feet of wire sticking out of the nozzle. Take a look in the description if you want to pick up one of these from Jason. He plasma cuts them himself, bends them, and the magnet on there is sturdy and very strong. Thanks, Jason. So I'll be in LA for about 4 weeks. I'm here for that very secret project, and I can't tell you exactly what it is yet. I have to wait for the people that hired me to tell you what it is. But it's real interesting. It could be a real life-changing experience for me, and I get to work with some incredible people. And that will all be revealed as time goes on. Thank you very much, and follow along. I'll be here in LA for a few weeks. I will have access to a shop, so I think I will be able to make a couple of cool things. The bar cart's coming out this week, and there might be a couple of repeats. I hope you don't mind. Thank you for the love and support.